So Downton Abbey was very, very popular. Season 1 initially aired in 2010. As you all know, I am very late to the bandwagon on many things. I pride myself on being very unconventional. I held out for a long time. But now, since we are in quarantine, my husband recommended it to me. I caved and I started watching Downton Abbey. So here's my review. So we start at the beginning of season 1. We find out slowly, that the Titanic has sunk. Oh no, the heir is dead, or might be dead. And his brother or there's two people. Oh, his father. So there's two people who have died on the Titanic. Oh no. One of them is engaged to Mary, who's terrible. Episode 1, we're finding out about everybody and all their problems and everything, and we're seeing all the different people. And I have to say that Mary's the worst. Well, I don't know. It might be a tie between her and O'Brien and Thomas. I just don't understand. For more than half of season 1, they have zero redeeming qualities. They're just evil. I don't get it. No, but Mr. Bates and Anna don't start their romance just yet. They're just getting to know each other. It's hard to keep track. So we see Mr. Bates, who's a valet, not a valet.
A valet is someone who gets your car.
Yeah, like a chauffeur, whatever. So a valet, he knows Lord Grantham, and he's got a wonky leg, a limp. It's something from the war, and everybody judges him, which is so rude. Like, the first day, they judge him so hard. I just want to say, I don't care about this society. I don't care about upper class problems, but I have found myself shouting at the television more than during Love is Blind, which is concerning. Anyway, so everybody judges Mr. Bates for being a cripple. We would call that ableist, so back off, Granthams. Everyone else who works for the Granthams, back off. Next. Evelyn Napier's not gay. We have Evelyn Napier. We have Mr. Pamuk, which also, can I just say that Kamal Pamuk is like so not a Turkish name. Maybe it was a Turkish name at the time. Maybe. I mean, we have the whole Ataturk thing happening around the same time. We've got their conversion between Arabic writing and the Cyrillic writing? Whatever. Anyway, so there was a lot going on in Turkey at that time with the Ottoman Empire and whatnot, but Kamal Pamuk is like not even that's not a real Turkish name. Somebody have fun with that one. But he shows up because Evelyn Napier has some interest in Mary, God knows why. So she sees him and she's like, whatever, Evelyn, you're not even cute. But then she sees Kamal Pamuk and she's like, oh, I like Turkey. And drama of all upper class dramas, she decides to sleep with him. Well, it's a one-night stand. They're interested. They did the kissy thing and she's like, oh no, I can't do it. And then he's like, but maybe just for one night. I'm not even gonna be here anymore. And she's like, okay. Then she lets him into her bedroom. They sleep together, and lo and behold, he dies during sex. The first major scandal of Downton Abbey. Clap, clap, clap to y'all. That's a pretty big scandal. Dead Turkish diplomat's son in your bed when you're not even married to him? Slap, Mary. Touche. Next. We find out about Mr. Mosley's dad. He's just a wet rag. You just can't do anything with Mosley. He's a wet rag. But his father apparently grows the best roses, and Lady Grantham is like, I'm not having any of that. But then she also tells everybody, oh no, I win it just because my roses are the best and I don't sway it at all. And we're like, you run the village, so okay, whatever. Anyways, all of a sudden they decide to, no, they didn't, she did. Lady Grantham was like, I'm gonna put my pride aside, and even though it says my name, because everybody always gives it to me, she decided that Mr. Mosley's father should get the prize anyways for the best roses. And that was actually the moment that I think she won my heart. First like 2 episodes, not a fan. She's a bit rude. She's a bit too upper class for me. That move endeared her to me a little, and then they gave her a lot of really great material afterwards. Back up. Titanic. The Titanic sinking wipes out 2 of their heirs in one go. Mary was engaged to one of the guys because they needed to produce an heir, right? So, like, people marry their cousins, literally like first cousins. Like, at least Matthew was a 3rd cousin. Those cousins died. Now there's no heir, right? Wait, what was the point again? Right. There's this whole emergency with Matthew. He's middle class. He doesn't know how to operate. He comes in and he's like, oh, well, I guess I'm the heir now. And he and his mother, who's very pushy but very delightful. I quite enjoy her. I really like Mrs. Crawley. She's my fave. He's slowly but surely endearing himself to them. And then we find out that Cora, she gets pregnant at an older age. It's just not very common. And she's super excited because she's thinking, maybe this is a boy. Maybe I don't need to feel so bad about stripping Mary of all of her heiress things because she's a girl. So she's gonna have a baby, right? But then she doesn't, because O'Brien, who I've been warning everybody about, I am really like monitoring my language here because I have a lot of things to say about O'Brien and Thomas. But Cora's pregnant and O'Brien is her lady's maid, and O'Brien just all of a sudden is like, you know what? I want to stir some shit up. It's fine. And she's like, I'm just gonna place this slippery soap literally on the floor while Lady Grantham is bathing, so she gets out and she'll slip on it. Like, maybe we'll just see. You know, it's like pick your own adventure with drama. Then she regrets it a second before it happens, and Lady Grantham got out of the tub, slipped on the slippery soap, and she lost her freaking baby. And guess what? Of all reveals, it was a boy. Why she hasn't been fired, I can't understand. Next. First of all, this is the reason why I didn't want to watch this show. I don't care about upper class hoity-toity blah 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 drama. Matthew and Mary are like so exhausting. It is nearly like watching Jessica and Mark. They go back and forth and he's like, oh, I like you. And she's like, I don't like you. And then she's like, oh no, wait, I like you. And he's like, I don't know about that. You didn't like me the first time. But like just back and forth and back and forth. And she just basically treats him like shit. And he's like, you're kind of charming and kind of cute. And I'm like, no, she's not. She doesn't even wear rouge. The end of season 1 is World War I being announced while they're having a garden party. Like, wow, classy way to end season 1. In summary, we learned everyone's true colors. We learned that secretly, Lady Grantham Sr. is kind of funny. We learned about Matthew and Mrs. Crawley and their middle-class ways. Matthew is very lacking in chin. He has what I like to call a chinlet. It's nearly a chin. It's not quite there. We enjoy Sybil. Sybil is quite lovely. We learned that we still don't like Thomas and we still don't like O'Brien. So I was right basically from the beginning. We learned that Mr. Bates is actually quite charming in his own funny way. Anna is a lovely, wonderful, mousy little lady. Anna and Sybil helped What's-Her-Bucket get her job. I don't even remember that servant's name. It was so long ago. Red hair. She was from Ireland or Northern England. She was from Northern England. I can't tell. We learned that, at least for now, Lord and Lady Grantham are classy. And that's Downton Abbey season 1.